welcome back to No.one.asked.But podcast. It is your host, Annie, and I'm glad you could join in with this dating relationship topic because we're going to have to talk about this. Dating relationships can be fun at times, but when it comes down to an actual, issue, then that's where it can be a problem. Because if you haven't been friends with somebody for a long time, and then they just suddenly ask you out, you're going to have a lot of issues because you guys don't really know each other well, and that's where things can get really bad. So that's just one of the main reasons why a lot of relationships don't really work, is because they'll ask you out in 6 hours after just knowing a couple of things about you, and it's a little first actually get to know who I am or who you are, and then ask me out, And I really would recommend being friends for a long time, being friends with a guy or a girl before they ask you out or whatnot. That's okay. Don't rush into dating, okay? Don't rush into marriage, all that stuff. Because if you rush into what I have noticed and seen and learned as being 23 and dated for a while, that if you don't know somebody or being friends with somebody for a long time and they ask you out right away pretty quickly, you're going to have some issues, like fighting, drama, etc., etc. So, best thing to do is to be friends for a long time. And I know it sucks. Sometimes you just really like a person, you just really want to date them. But the best thing to do is get to know them, what's their dislikes, what are their likes, what is their hobbies, what's their career, what do they do for a job, things like that. Because then you'll get to know them more. What do they like to do on their days off, that type of thing. Instead of just jumping in and guessing, why they like this. So I would really recommend being friends for a while. If you can be, that's the best thing to do. And then, honestly, dating can just be drama. And that's also a thing I've seen is that, and witnessed, is that guys and girls, not just guys, but a lot of times guys will just suddenly get into a rat's ass and start stirring up drama for absolutely no reason at all. You don't need to stir up drama over because you're not doing great in life. How is that the girl's problem? That's not my problem. That's your problem. But you're making it bigger than it should be by adding more drama and going off on us because your life's not perfect. It's just kind of I feel like guys want their life to be perfect, and it's not. That's just not how it works. Yeah, you're gonna fail at things in life just as us girls and women, you're gonna fail, and that's okay. You don't have to be perfect for any relationship. And the people you see on Instagram, all these people dating famous people and stuff, they look like their lives are just perfect, but really in reality it's not. I bet they fight and have issues and drama and all this stuff between their friends, and so it's just kind of those things where it's guys will just try to do anything to piss women off, and purposely, and then blame them for their own behavior, which is not fair to us because we're not doing anything wrong, and they're acting like this. How is that our fault? So a couple things to avoid that type of situation is, one, if you're in that type of situation, like relationship where the guy is kind of just like going off on you all the time, and you're like, I'm going to stay and see if we can work this out, which is what I did recently, and it didn't work out. So best thing to do is you have to be kind of mature, like, well, not kind of mature, you have to be mature and be able to think if you want to stay or not. Like, here's like the cons of this relationship, and here's the pros of the relationship. Like, pros being good, cons being bad, and writing them down. And if you have more bad than good, yeah, that's a sign to leave and break up and just go out your own way, because it's never good to be in a bad relationship that's constant negativity and constant drama and constant them going off on you. And I'm also talking to guys too about this with girls and women, that it can also happen with them too. Like, they can start going off on you for no reason at all, and you're just sitting there like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So that also can happen too. So also writing just down like what is going good and what is not going good, and if you have more bad than good, yeah, it's a good sign to maybe say bye-bye. So that's one of them. That's like one of the main things I would recommend doing, is just writing down like what are the pros and cons about a relationship, and what is going good in the relationship and what's going bad. That's a good way to start. 2, always communicate what is bothering you. Whether that's a woman, whether it's a guy, always communicate what's bothering you and what's pissing you off or making you upset, because that way that gives the woman knowing like, okay, do I give him space to be right now and just say, hey, like, I'll give you some space to breathe, or like, same as the guy, like, give her space, to breathe and whatnot. Like, sometimes giving space to somebody who is upset is the best thing to do, because sometimes adding to it and being like, oh, you're just being obnoxious, you're just doing this to yourself, is only just going to escalate the situation. It's not going to down this situation. So you have to be smart on how to communicate with your feelings, and if you're a really bad communicator, that's not going to work well. So, and I know we all are working on like how to communicate in relationships and how to say the right things and, apologize to each other and things like that, because that's the best way. That's the best thing. But I'm still working on communication skills. My friends are still working on communication skills. Like, there's just so much to a relationship. And a lot of times you have to have the most emotional control I think you've ever have to have. Especially sometimes, this isn't the point, but like being a mom when your kid it's kind of like when a guy's going off on you, like, it's kind of like a toddler having a huge tantrum, and you just want to scream at the kid and be like, shut up, but you can't, because you have to have that emotional control so that you don't get upset at the kid. So that's what I'm saying about this type of situation. If the guy or girl or whatever is going off on you, like, you need to have that type of emotional control to be able to stop yourself and go, okay, I'm gonna walk away from this and I will come back to it later. Like, that's the type of thing you need to, like, that type of control you need to have, else it's going to escalate really fast if you don't have that type of control. By the way, just PS, real quick, I dyed my friend's hair yesterday, and I kind of dyed a part of my hair too, so that is why I have red hair dye all over me. So don't think I'm like hurt or anything. I'm fine. I just have hair dye all over. So I just want to put that in disclaimer in case everyone like starts freaking out, like, oh my gosh, she's bleeding. Like, no, I'm not bleeding, it's just hair dye. So anyways, what I was saying is that, like, with the emotional control, like I said, it's like trying to have like control when a 5-year-old is having a huge tantrum. that's kind of what that's like, and you have to have control and know and be mature about it and be like, okay, I'm gonna walk away from this and come back to it later, and that's okay to say. You don't be mean about it and just like, hey, I'm gonna take a break, let's come back to this later. That's okay. Do that. 2, set your phone down and go on a walk. Don't look at it until you get back. Just take a breather, go on a walk, go take photos, go sit by the lake if you're by a lake, ocean if you live by an ocean, that type of thing. Because that'll calm your mind and that'll just kind of just relax you. And I love oceans myself, so that sounds really relaxing right now. But so it's kind of just one of those also things where you have to have that type of emotional control to be able to handle a guy going off on you or a girl going off, especially guys. I mean, I'm sorry to hate it, and I'm not hating on guys, but my fear is when, like, women or girls piss off guys, they think it's some guys, I'm not saying all guys, but some guys think it's okay, well, I'm gonna get abusive now. And that's a serious topic, because that's how it actually starts to happen, is because a woman is pissing off a guy and a guy's not liking it, and he will swing at her. And that's where it can get really dangerous. And so I want to just say another disclaimer that if any of you are watching this and you are in an abusive relationship, please seek help right away. Get a professional therapist. Get your family involved, like do whatever you can to get out of that type of situation, because it's not okay. Even women can get abusive too. So guys, also for you, get out of that, things like that. So have emotional control when women or guys are going off on you, because that is just where the drama starts. It starts to escalate and things can happen. So just have emotional control. Third of all, don't be bringing other people into the fight that you're having with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, okay? Just don't do that. You know why? I have a point. Because that only makes things worse. Only worse. And don't threaten it either. Because that means you're gonna get everyone else up in the rat's ass, because you're telling your friends, your girlfriends, that your boyfriend is doing this. I need help with this. I need to do this. Blah, 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 blah. And they're getting involved. Well, they weren't involved in the first place, so why are you involving your girlfriends about it? Because they don't want to be involved with your guys' crap. So leave your friends out of it. Now, if they're supportive, if you have a best friend who's supportive and you talk to all the time, then go to her and be like, hey, like, this is what's going on. What should I do? I bet she will give you great advice. Same goes for a guy. Don't be going to your guy friends and going, my girlfriend did this, and blah, 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 and threaten, I'm going to tell your job, and blah, blah, blah. Like, guys, it's like a cat fight. Seriously, dating, having a fight like that is like a cat fight. 2 cats fighting. That's exactly what that is. And then and then the cat is going over there and grabbing his cat friends, and then this girl cat is going over there and grabbing her cat friends, and then guess what it is? It's a whole brawl and riot of a fight and arguments, and friends lose each other because of this drama that's going on, and guy friends lose each other because this is going on, and they didn't want to be involved in the first place. So don't involve other people into your issues. I have seen it ruin so many relationships, and me personally, and I'm saying this because I've been involved, like I have got pulled into relationship issues before, and I absolutely just hate it. I think it's because I have wisdom and maturity, and some of my friends just don't know what to do, and I'm not saying this at all like to start problems or anything myself, and I love being there for them and saying like, hey, this is the best thing to do in this type of situation, or this is probably not the best thing to say or do in this situation, and it's not the best to drag your friends into this, that type of thing. And I love giving a relationship advice because I know it has helped a lot of people, but also I just don't like it personally because that adds drama to my day. I hate drama, by the way. After senior year, I told all my friends that I was friends with at the time that no drama. If you drag me into it, I will walk away. I will tell you to figure it out on your own. I will walk away. I don't want any drama senior year. And sure enough, all the friends I told actually listened to it. Like, they didn't ever drag me into anything, I don't think, that I can remember that was so big that it was drama for like 2 weeks straight. Like, they left me alone. They were having issues. They figured it out on their own. If it was something that they really needed help with, then they would come to me. But other than that, it was a very nice senior year. Besides, until we had to go online. Point being is that dragging your friends into stuff like that is just not okay. It's between you and your boyfriend, you and your girlfriend. It is not between you and her or her and him and all your friends. It's not between all your friends and you guys. It's between you two, and that's how it is. That is how it should be. It should not be these two people and then 600 of their friends. That's not how that should go. So always make sure you keep it between you two. You figure it out. You break up if you have to, and you move on, and you don't talk about it. You can tell your friends, hey, yeah, we broke up, but it's okay, like, whatever. That's fine. But in the middle of a fight, don't bring in your friends, okay? So that's one point. Other point is, like, don't be those couples who go out and spend money and go out for drinks all the time and do this and do that and blah, 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 blah. Like, being with somebody can actually help somebody's emotional health and mental health very fast. Go on a hike. Go on a walk. If you live by an ocean, go by the ocean. Sit on the beach, tan a bit, whatever you gotta do. But sometimes relationships really should just really be hanging out. Maybe getting something to eat too, that's fine. But hanging out, talking, like, what do you like to do? What is this to do? Like, maybe taking photos, like, just get outside, It doesn't have to be shopping all the time, spending money. Like, I think that was the issue too of my last relationship, is that I was just kind of constant, like, he wanted to go shopping, and I kind of started to feel like, okay, this is not how this relationship should be. And so it was just getting harder and harder to kind of, like, want to go out, if that makes sense, because it was a little like, okay, all we're just gonna do is go shop and that's it. Like, that's just boring. So it's one of the things where, like, I'm an active person. I go on a walk every single day. And so if you guys can find something to do, whether it's buying some canvases and painting, like acrylic paints and paintbrushes and painting something, and sitting by the lake or ocean or whatever, that would be a fun thing to do. Taking photos, like I said, of the nature or of a bird, or you got, like, each other, like a pretty trees right there, take my photo, yada, yada, yada. Coloring, drawing, just fun things like that, getting a coffee, walking around, whatever you may like to do, so that's kind of the type of thing where, like, make sure you go out and do something, not just go to the mall and shop around. Like going and shopping when you go on a date, that's fine. Like, that would be a fun little date, to go out to eat, maybe a drink, if you can't drink, a soda or something, and then go to the mall, and shop around. That's fine for a first date. Sorry, I'm getting a dry throat. So, it's kind of like just make sure you're doing something nice for, the little get together. Like shopping and stuff is fine for a first date, second date, third date, fourth date. Movies, that's fine. But just make sure you're out and about, okay? Other thing is to just really make sure that as a woman, a girl, boy or guy, and when I say girl and boy, I'm talking about people that are younger than 23. So people that are like 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 and up, or yeah, stops at about 18. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about boys and girls. When I'm talking about a woman and a guy, I'm talking about 20 and up, or 19 and up. Okay, so I don't want you guys to get confused on that. So girls and boys are younger than like 14 and up to 18, and then for me it's 19 up for a woman and a guy, and girls and boys are younger. Okay, you get my point. Anyways, so yeah, like when you're 14 and up and you're dating, that's where the drama also can be a lot, because you're either in middle school, just starting high school, and it's just constant drama. When you're my age, it's some drama, but it's worse drama. So it's kind of like you have to know how to deal with all of that, and just, yeah, like make sure also in a relationship that you talk about like who you are as a person. Like, what do you like to do? Is it painting? Is it coloring? Is it going on hikes? Is it skateboarding? Is it biking? Is it kayaking? Is it canoeing? Is it going on a boat and chilling? Is it traveling, going on trips together? Like, that's the type of relationship and communication that is good in a relationship, because then the guy and whatnot knows, okay, she likes to do these things. And same goes for a woman to a guy. Like, ask questions like, what are your hobbies? What do you like to do? What is your career? What do you like to do during the day? Or your off days and whatnot. Like, that type of thing. Because then you get to know each other better. And if you can get to know each other better as just friends, and then start dating, guys, I'm telling you, it will help your relationship so much being friends for a long time and for a while. Whether it's just 2 years being friends and then start dating, that's fine. That's okay, because in 2 years you can know somebody so well, So it's just one of those things where you have to just get to know the person a little more, and then you guys can start dating, But if you jump right into dating, you're going to have issues, fights, drama, like I've mentioned, just issues and after issues. Everybody gets involved, and, this person cheated on this person did this, and, it's just, it gets to be a little too much sometimes, and I know we all can agree with that. So, best advice is to, 1, communicate your feelings and whatnot. 2, do something active. If he likes to bike, go biking with him. Don't be like, I don't like that. But if you don't like biking and you can run, like you're an active runner, go on a run with him. He bikes, you run, that type of thing. You guys like to go to the gym and work out, go to the gym and work out. Just make sure you guys are on the same page of what each other likes and dislikes, because then it can all just work out in a good way, and it doesn't just continue to become a drama all the time. So just, do that, communicate, make sure you know each other well, don't involve other people into your problems. Don't be doing that. And then 4th, just be good to each other, honestly. Be nice to each other. Be loving, kind. Be a good listener, be comforting, do something kind for each other. If she likes roses, get her a thing of roses. If he likes chocolates, I don't know, I'm just thinking of something random, get him chocolates, or he likes coffee, get him a coffee, and if he likes daisies or something, get him daisies, it's just one of those type of 50-50. If you guys can get to 50-50 on each other, you guys will be just fine. Because if it's 50 and it's 20%, it's not gonna work. Because he's 50, you're 20, she's 20, you're 50. Or she's 50, you're 20. It just doesn't make good sense, And just, like I said, just do something nice for each other, Like I said, roses, chocolates, daisies, He likes to paint, he's an artist. Get him canvases and paint, He likes to saw trees, Get him a saw. I know those are really freaking expensive, but you get my point. Just be kind to each other. And I'm not saying to spend money on each other, but sometimes just doing a little tiny thing for somebody can make their day in so many ways that you wouldn't even know. So just be kind in a relationship. Be a good listener. Be there for them. That goes for guy, girl. It goes for guy, woman, boys, and girls. And be nice. Don't be a bully. Don't be abusive. Don't say mean things. And if you do say mean things, just apologize and say, I am very sorry that I said that. I didn't mean that. I was just having a really bad day. Don't make an excuse of, I was just having a bad day and I'm not going to apologize. No, actually apologize sincerely. Like I just said. I'm sorry, I had a bad day. Do you forgive me? Can we start over? Because that is the best thing to do in a relationship. Because going to bed angry only gives a foothold to the devil. And I can tell you right now, it has ruined a lot for me personally. It's ruined a lot for other people I've seen. And it does not end well. So please, just be kind in a relationship. And just do something that each other likes. It's that simple. I hope this podcast helps everyone, and you guys are all okay, and I will see you guys in the next podcast. Bye.